evening, everybody, and we welcome you ringside. Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas, and we're just about ready for action.
EA Sports presents 12 Rounds of Boxing.
Round 1 of 12. Here's one for you now, he says. Right back with the left hand. Teddy, an obvious height discrepancy here. Got a real tall guy against a short guy. Right off the bat, advantage tall guy, but not necessarily, right?
Not necessarily. Look, on the outside, if he's able to control those quarters, yeah, he has an advantage. But once the shorter man closes the gap a little bit and he gets in close, guess what? There's a lot of target in front of him.
Comes right back at him with a left hand. Solid right by Chico. Right hand over the top, very accurate with it. Nice block that time. It was intended to the head. And coming upon the halfway mark of this 3-minute round, he's showing what a skilled fighter he is with the counterpunch.
Well, the old timers used to say, when you're calm in there, when you're in control in there, you can make him do what you want. He made him tie his shoelaces right there.
Accurate shot, straight right hand comes in. And now he's targeting upstairs. Alvarez's right hand scores well that time. Chico's on the receiving end of a very good counterpunch. What a great job. He gave one right back in return. Nice work by Alvarez. Alvarez is hit by a counterpunch there. Not able to land the headshot.
Move those feet.
Final 10 seconds. He got hit right there, but he also gave one. Solid effort. Ricardo Alvarez is... And that's the end of round 1. Hopkins is back in his corner now, probably reflecting on what was a very solid round. Now, he didn't overwhelm his guy with a quantity of punches, but he was so effective with what he did put forth.
Yeah, you're right. You know, a lot of times people think that the muscles that count the most in any sport, and especially in this sport, such a difficult sport, is, you know, the biceps, the physical things that you see, you know, the chest, the back. You know, this guy's got the strong muscle up top, you know, over his shoulders, in between his shoulders, his brain. And that's why he's picking the spot so well. That muscle is serving him to win this fight right now.
Good work with the combinations there. Bernard Hopkins is now really on target. That's a big right hand there. Oh, that's gotta hurt. That's a big shot to the body right there, and it's got him down and in pain.
One, two, three.
Hopkins' corner needs to really get to their man after this round. They need to treat him after that knockdown. They also need to give him some sound advice. What's the advice you'd give him?
Well, first of all, if they're going to get the chance to get to him, he better move his head. But the advice I would give him is, hey, you go out this next round and you kill some time. Tie him up a little bit right from the beginning. Don't worry about losing the early part of the fight or the early part of the round. Just get yourself back together.
He missed by a mile. That wasn't even close by Chico. Keeps his hands up defensively, protecting the head.
In and out, in and out.
He just missed that shot up top. Hopkins' right hand scores well. Right to the belt line. Alvarez is jammed by an uppercut. Final 10 seconds of round number 2.
Come on, kid.
Alvarez's defense did a good job there, able to avoid that punch. And that's the end of round 2. Hopkins' approach here is to score from the outside at long range, Teddy, and he's been headhunting and cashing in.
Well, he sees that his opponent is coming in the same way all the time, so he's picking him up, pot-shotting him a little bit before he gets close.
Real good sign for him right here. He's coming out and looks fresh. He's up on his toes and boxing the way he was. That after a round in which he was knocked down.
Yeah, that's about DNA. That's about genetics. I mean, he has good recovery skills. That's it.
That's the clean shot with the left hand that he was looking for by Alvarez. And he just holds on there. Here's a moment here as you see the step-back counter punch where you realize this is the sweet science, not just some raw savagery swinging out there.
Look at the little subtleties here, Joe. What he does is he forces them into a position to stop the punch. And then when he stops, steps back, makes a miss, and comes right back.
Alvarez is giving his opponent headaches here now. He's throwing punches, but he's able to block them away. Halfway through this round here. Scores up top with a left. That is a big right hand after eating one himself. Missed the target with that hook. He got hit. Oh, now the uppercut. Lands the left after setting it up with a jab. Boy, that worked out well with the uppercut. Bernard Hopkins is showing that he's got some defense of his own. He got away from that punch. Just 10 seconds to go in this round. Hopkins' right hand did a nice job that time. That worked well for him.
All right, listen, you need to create more counters, okay? Slip his punch, then throw it straight right down the middle. Listen, you need to mix your punches up. Throw more punches to the body.
3 rounds completed here as we take a look at Teddy's scorecard for the first time.
Up and down, side to side.
Well off the mark by Chico. He is not in good shape. He could be on the deck in moments.
Circle!
Oh, that's good stuff. Firing right back with one of his own. Good work by Alvarez. He missed with that headshot. Scoring with the right hand by Chico. And you see what he can do when he sends that right to the head. And now just wasting away some time with that clinch. Hopkins' punch didn't come close. See, that's the work they want to see with the right hand by Chico. Bernard Hopkins is committed to that counter punching very early on here in this fight, and that can pay off as the night continues.
Well, it's paying off.
By Ricardo Alvarez. Shocked right there. He's all shooked up after being hit hard. Both men have gotten to each other. Listen, that's the kind of round that puts fans on their feet, but the kind of round that gets a corner man anxious. What do you tell a guy after he's been in a back-and-forth brawl like that?
Move your head. Keep your hands up. You know, don't get caught with those shots. We worked in the gym to get away from those shots. And one other thing, you got to give him a little confidence. Remind him, hey, we trained for a tough fight. You're ready for this.
Flush right hand to the head. Chico's got a little something coming back at him. A counter punch scored.
Get your hands up!
He gives as well as he takes. You saw it on that exchange.
Come on!
Well, his opponent got away from that uppercut. He brings an uppercut that really does damage there. Able to dismiss his opponent's shot and then comes back with an uppercut. Bernard Hopkins is showing us a real solid skill set here with his head movement. Teddy, how much of that is just natural athletic ability and instincts, and how much of that is being trained well?
Well, most of it's trained well. If I take a guy off the street, Joe, and he hasn't been taught anything, he's going to throw punches. But usually he's not going to have a good defense. That's something that has to be attained. That's something that has to be taught. This guy has been taught good defensive fundamentals.
Zones in on that overhand right.
Let's see something.
And now he's targeting upstairs. Hopkins is showing you what it takes to be the best in this business. Good, crisp combos. Final 10 seconds of this fifth round.
Yeah, that's it.
I want you to bang your head and the body, all right? Up and down and over again.
Teddy, what do you think here as we start this round? I mean, you watch what he did in that last round, and you got to think that he can get himself back into this fight.
Well, that's how he's got to be thinking, and that's kind of what he's made up of. He's not a front runner. You know, he's not a fast starter anyway. He's the kind of guy that his real strength is to be able to weigh you down, and to have a great resolve, and to be able to chip away. He's chipping.
Do you see any way in which he can take his opponent's aggression and turn it against him?
Yeah, the perfect way. I mean, boxing 101, counterpunching. You got a guy coming at you, no better way than to change his mind. Make him miss, make him pay.
Not precise at all by Chico. Reaching the halfway point of round number 6. Good return fire that time. Solid counter punch by Alvarez. Goes up top with a right hand.
You're doing great.
Nice work blocking that, and then an uppercut of his own. A stabbing right hand by Alvarez. Final 10 seconds of the 6th round. Chico's opponent landing an effective counterpunch right there.
All right. You are dominating this fight. Keep it up. Just keep doing what you're doing.
action to start the 7th round. Hopkins has got to be thrilled with what he was able to accomplish in the first half of this fight. And as we start this round, clearly he wants to keep things in the same order.
Well, part of the testing of anybody being successful in anything, in boxing and anything, is how do you handle prosperity? We're going to find that out right now. I know that sounds like a good problem and a half, but does he get carried away with himself? You know, does he get a little cocky? We're going to see.
Oh, good defense there. That was a fine block by Chico. There's a taste of the sweet science. You see the skill he has in counterpunching.
And you know what he's doing is taking his opponent's jab away.
Chico's showing a little bit of a defensive shell, but Teddy, I'm seeing punches still getting through and splitting that guard.
Yeah, well, that's the problem, Joe, when you put those earmuffs on, but you don't move your head. Some of them are going to get through, and just as importantly, you handcuff yourself, so your opponent is going to stay in there a little bit longer, knowing that nothing's coming back right away.
Tried to land that upstairs and was off the mark. Throws out the jab and then brings back the uppercut up top. Off to the side, a little swing and a miss going upstairs. Alvarez's opponent knows exactly what the game plan can be now. That counter punch landed with some success. Coming towards the end of the 7th round, 10 seconds to go. And round 7 comes to an end.
Don't fight his fight.
Just keep working, and this is your fight. Don't get lazy out there, all right? Don't get lazy. You're winning this fight.
Seven entertaining rounds so far. Hopkins is up on your scorecard, but there's still a lot of work to be done.
Yeah, well, he moves his head. Defensively, there's a lot of work to be done because he moves his head, Joe, but he does it with his hands down. And every once in a while, he gets caught clean.
Right to the body. What a big shot. And once again, he goes down. The question is, can he rise up again?
One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Hopkins has climbed back up from the canvas, may inspire him. Comes back with an overhand right. He tried to nab him up top, but was unable to connect. Chico's work rate is impressive, Teddy, but his connect percentage is not.
No, there's two reasons for it, Joe. One is his opponent. His opponent is pretty smart in there. You know, he's not just standing there saying, hey, hit me. He's moving, he's being smart defensively. The other thing is the punches are a little too wide. Needs to shorten them up a little.
Targeting that head with the combination punching. Clock counting down here in round number 8. 10 seconds to go. Resourceful 1-2 combo by Alvarez. And round 8 comes to an end. Alvarez's failure defensively has caused his cornermen such angst. His opponent just keeps on landing these headshots.
Well, something has to change, otherwise the corner has to stop the fight. So if I'm in the corner, I might tell my charge, hey, if you don't start changing things up here, moving your head, getting away from some of these shots, I'm stopping this fight. Let him understand that.
Start of a new round, but will it be much the same? Hopkins has been down numerous times tonight, Teddy.
Well, if there was a mercy rule like there is in Little League Baseball, guess what? It would be invoked right now, and this would be over.
His opponent wanted the body. He wouldn't give it to him.
Keep moving. Keep moving.
Nice work. Nice work.
Pulls the trigger right away with the left hand after getting tagged himself. Hopkins' punch is far off the target.
Keep moving. Keep moving.
What a good counterpunch by Chico. Hopkins is making me question how his legs are right now. I'm not sure that he's all too secure and steady on those legs after that knockdown, just like he's tying up a lot here.
Yeah, well, you don't have to wonder. You're saying you're not so sure he's secure. Well, he's telling you. You know, he's right there. That's about as honest as a fight is ever going to be is when he's clinching. He's telling you, I don't feel too good.
And he engages in the clinch.
Up and down, side to side.
Alvarez is just punching air that time. His opponent was able to get out of the way.
Work the body, kid. Body shot.
Blocks a shot and then lands an uppercut of his own. Final chance, last 10 seconds of round 9. And that's the end of round 9. Hopkins is just doing what he's been doing all night long. We've seen it throughout. He's been scoring well on the inside. He's been hitting those headshots. I don't know what the answer is on the other side, Teddy, but there's got to be something they can do different.
Well, one thing is he has to notice that, yeah, he's staying on the outside, but he's pulling back straight every once in a while. So what you got to do is make believe you're an NFL quarterback. Everybody wanted to be an NFL quarterback, you know, where you lead the receiver. So what you do is you anticipate that he's going to go back and you aim a punch behind him. Let him walk right into that punch. Let him pull into that punch.
You can see he's trying to score up top, but off the mark there. Frustrating his opponent with great defense. Bernard Hopkins really has a way of almost going into a shell. Plus, he gives his opponent such angles. He is a very tough defensive fighter to conquer. There's the headshot, but he parries it away. Alvarez is left, working well that time. A little something of his own, blocks a shot, brings back the uppercut. Halfway through round 10.
Moving around the ring.
Hopkins is making this so that it's becoming a very frustrating night for his opponent. I mean, when your defense is that sharp, it can just drive your opponent crazy.
Yeah, it can. First of all, it can start to break down. You know, we always look at the physical things in life and anything. You know, you're pounding a guy and you're going to break the guy down. Hey, if you're just smart and you're slick like this guy and you're making a guy miss, you start to break him down. He's breaking the guy down that way.
Blocks that blow, and then a counter uppercut.
Oh, keep your feet moving.
Counting down towards the end of the 10th round, 10 seconds to go.
fight is too close. You hear me? It's too fucking close. We don't want this to go to the judges' scorecards, right?
You need to cover up more, okay? You're leaving yourself open too much. Just cover up.
Listen, he's done.
So 10 rounds are in the books, and Teddy, your scorecard has it a dead even fight. What does he have to do to pull away here?
He's got to remember those early mornings, waking up at 4 or 5 in the morning doing road work. Those cold mornings when it was freezing, he didn't want to get out of bed. Those long days of sparring when the rounds never ended. He's got to remember that. And remember, this is why he...
Solid. Can he beat the count? I don't think so here, Teddy.
Now I know where they got that saying, falling like a sack of potatoes.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And it's all over. Alvarez is bombs away, worked again. Knockout victory for him.
Ladies and gentlemen, by knockout, your winner, Chico.
Late in the fight, and it looked like we were going to get a decision out of this. Chico's power makes it a knockout.
Reminiscent of some of the great late knockout fights in the history of this sport.
For Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore. Have yourself a great evening.